Hey friends, how are you? My name is V. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you how to shuffle, or how I shuffle. I don't want to tell you how to shuffle, but I want to share with you how I shuffle. I keep forgetting to make a video like this. I thought I would share with you some cool ways to shuffle cards if you have like different cards textures and sizes and types of cards or whatever. So I even have laminated cards, so I'm going to try to help you as much as I can and give you different ways to shuffle these different types of decks. Okay, so I'm going to start with the glossy deck. So if you're new, please subscribe and do check out my pick card readings to see all these cards in action. I have deck reviews, deck mods, deck combos, a lot of readings and all that good stuff. So I'm going to start with glossy cards. And then, yeah, well, I have a few different types of decks here to share with you, just for examples. So the first one, we have the Neon Moon, and I'll link everything down below. So as you can tell, this one's very glossy. I like this one. This reminds me of like a comic book, punk, goth, a little bit of like, I don't even know how to explain, like retro. It just gives me like this retro vibe too, with the pinks and purples. So as you can tell, they're very, very glossy. And I should probably take the light off to help you with that. Okay. And so as you can tell, I've edged the sides in pink, and there's a little bit of a curvature. It's all facing this way. So it does make it a little bit harder when you have gloss and then your card starts to curve. But that's going to happen. It's inevitable. So the best way I like to shuffle is just like this, the longer way, because then it's not folding in my hands, and it's not, I can't explain. Like if I shuffle it this way, sometimes they end up, see, it's bending in my hand. It's like going like that. So I have to... yeah, grab it like this. Nice firm grasp. Okay. So you just like you just like pull it with your thumb, or you hold, you can pull it with your thumb, or just hold it with your thumb, and you're basically moving the cards up. Oh, like you're moving the cards around. It's not like riffle shuffling. You know, you're moving them around, but you're grabbing them at different places to move them around. And then you can also go like this. People like to grab some from the middle, and the front, and the back to move them like this. You can also riffle shuffle, of course. I do like to do that as well to get a nice good shuffle. So these are just different ways to work with, yeah. And some people have like the whole fanning method, and you just choose, you hover over to see what's really, like this one right here, to see what's, grabbing like the energy. You can feel the energy. And then two of swords. And as far as pulling a card, for me, when I shuffle my cards, see, I can't do it like that. I told you. When I shuffle my cards and I pull a card, it depends on how, like when my hand wants me to stop. It depends. So like I want to stop right here. I got the sun. So some people might want to shuffle, and then they pull whatever's up top or in the bottom. They always say, this is the bottom of the deck, this is your card for today, whatever. It depends on you and your energy. Well, like, what do you really feel? It's telling you, like, if your hand's telling you to stop, right there, that's when you stop. Okay, the next one I want to go with, so that was the glossy, shuffling the glossy deck. The next one is this little deck here. The first one's called Neon Moon. This one's called Everyday Oracle by Magically Bree over on Etsy. And these are so tiny. They're really, really tiny. But she made so many, so they're easier to shuffle. If you have a tiny deck and you have like this much to shuffle, it's going to be like I have a deck that just has 12 cards, and I love it so much, but it's just impossible to shuffle. Sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, there's not much to work with, but I included it with another deck, and now it's a power deck. But anyway, I should probably make a video on that. But anyway, yeah, it's so tiny, but it's easy to work with. And the cardstock is not so glossy, so they're not like, falling. So anyway, just overhanded like this, just, it's easier the wide way, and then you can do it this way if you want to. So if you have petite hands, it's perfect. And you can't really riffle shuffle with these. I mean, you can try. You can't really. Yeah, it's hard to do it because there's not much to grab, you know. So these, yeah, when you have small hands, you get flowers too. Yeah, that's another thing. When you have flowers, I go with it. Champagne, celebration, go with it because you never know. It might mean something. See, it's telling me to stop right here. That's how I pull my cards. I'm like, oh, wait. I know. I used to just pull whatever was on top, but I can't do it like that anymore. My intuition's telling me to do the other way. Okay, we do have laminated cards. I like to laminate my cards. So these are, you know, of course, glossy, and so they slip sometimes, but you just have to, like, get your groove. So you can also shuffle laminated cards, you know, riffle shuffle. It's not as, like, much to, you can't really, yeah, that's better, the longer way. And so if you have, just make sure you don't make too much because they're really glossy and you don't want them to be flying everywhere. But yeah, I created this deck. I'm going to be creating a actual sellable deck out of this, all my ideas. But, and just see, my hand's telling me to go here. So you got love triangle, insecurity in relationship, jealousy, and divided attention. So, okay, that's that. Something smaller and glossier at the same time. This one, so we have two different, this is called the Starman Tarot, David Bowie Tarot. And then we have, this is the Wise Woman's Tarot. See this, they're super, super long, and I have another deck that's really wide, and it's just crazy. So I had to modify it a little bit for that purpose. But I can't modify these. I won't do it. So I really do love these decks. They're you know, monstrosity, but you can still shuffle them. So the Starman Tarot, this one's on Amazon. You can still shuffle this, and I like to, you know, shuffle it like this, over hands, and you know, you can go like that if you want to, but it's kind of long, so it's gonna be hard to do that. So I would say, as far as riffle shuffling, it's hard. It's not as flexible. It's a little bit more of a like the card. It's very hard to bend them that way, but it can be done. You just have to keep wear them in. Same. This one is more thinner, so thinner and long cardstock. So this one, it kind of bends in my hand a little bit. So, but it's not that hard to shuffle. So let's see, rifle shuffle. Yeah, easier to rifle shuffle for sure. Okay, and when I pull a card, yeah, like I pull a card, sometimes I want to go for right there in between. We have the Synthesis, the Temperance. Okay, so that's how I pull my cards. I go underneath like a whole bunch of them. This one, and then we, you know, knock some sense out of it. No, I'm just kidding. Knock the energy out, previous energy. So this one is like slippery, but the cardstock is a little thicker, and the texture, yeah, the texture to this is very, it's very smooth. So, and it's hard to like bend them to riff or shuffle. It's kind of hard, but I'm wearing them in the more I use them. So, but this one, yeah, you can overhand it if you like. I mean, it's up to you. They are very smooth, so they're probably going to slip everywhere. See, they're already starting to fall. So yeah, it can be done. It can be done. And let's pull a card for you. See, sometimes it's hard to do that, to do the riff or shuffle. See, it's hard, but this way is not so hard. And you have different methods. You know, people like to do, they do like the corners like that, and then they bring it in. I can't do that. It doesn't seem natural to me. I love seeing other people do it though. The corners and then bringing it in. See, nope, it's not working for me. So you do however you feel is right. Whatever, you know, whatever works best for you. I'm just giving you different, you know, options. See, it's very smooth. So we got the Chariot. We got getting a lot of major arcanas with all these decks that I'm doing. So I went from the top, right? Let's see. And the Cups, 6 of Cups, awesome. Alright, so that's how you do this. This is very smooth, like I said, so they're going to be flying. They were flying everywhere when I first got them. Okay, now we have these two decks here. This is the Witching Hour, and this is the Threads of Fate. Now, these two decks are very, 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 I don't know how to explain. They're like velvet or something, velvet paper, so they're very rough to work with. So they stick together, but it can be done. You just have to really pull. Really, really pull. And they kind of bend in my hand when I do that, so I have to flip them over this way and try. Yeah, this is better. This is more natural. So you can shuffle these friction-induced cards. It have to cause a lot of friction when you shuffle, but it can be done. Just keep it loose. Don't keep it tight. If it's tight, then it's gonna be like, oh, you're gonna be pulling. No, you gotta keep it loose in your hand and just let it flow. So these can be done. Shuffle, rifle shuffle, and let's pull a card for you. Yeah, people have different ways to shuffling. Pulling is a different system. See, I like to pull from here. You can pull however you like. You know, some people just go like this. They move it along like this, and then they pull whatever card they feel is right. So it's up to you. But we're not talking about pulling. We're talking about shuffling. All right, this is another one that has a but this is more looser. This has it's thick as this, but there's not much friction. But they do stick together sometimes if you're not keeping it loose. But it can be done. It can be done. See, your card is wow, a change coming. So these are more, you can bend them. These can be bent. Yep. Okay, and then the final one we have, so I'm trying to think of different textures, like the Uno cards. These are very easy to shuffle, very flexible, especially when you have a lot, you can work with them. Very shiny too, so it can be done, just like the laminated cards, these laminated cards. And this one is my Fortune Oracle cookie that I created with my family. This has linen texture, so they're very smooth. And they're just very flowy. It just flows. You can rifle shuffle these. And what helps is that I edge the sides. So, yeah, before it was rough. Because the Game Crafter, I guess when the machine cuts it rough. So as long as you're edging it, it's easy to work with. So, yeah, linen texture. Very smooth and not too glossy. And they're flexible. You can bend them. So, yeah, that's that. Wow, on one flyer. The past will visit. There you go. So I'll have the link to where you can find all these awesome decks. I feel like it depends on your system and how you like to shuffle. Like I said, you can shuffle the fan way and just hover and say, okay, you know what's, oh wait, this one's this one right here. And you choose your card and there you go. Transformation is near. So, all right, thank you for watching. You have a lovely day. The decks to all these the links to all these beautiful decks will be down below. And I'll see you in the next video.